Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers brought to you by Arrowhead Mountain Spring Water. Chris McGee, Robert Horry, James Worthy, Mike Bresnahan. We got Allie and Trudell in Dallas. Lakers win, and for the first time since 2020, the Lakers are in the playoffs. We will all be chilling, stress-free during the play-in tournament. They are one win away from securing the 3 seed and having home court advantage for the first time since 2012 in the playoffs. But tonight is about Luka Doncic returning to Dallas for the first time, the place that he called home, the only place he thought he would ever play in the NBA, traded to the Lakers in February. An emotional return, a tearful tribute to Luka before the game. And how did he respond? With 14 in the first quarter, 17 in the second for 31.5, James. He ended up with 45 points. And what a scene there at the end with the crowd chanting for him, his teammates mobbing him. Pretty special night.
Yeah, I mean, look, no place like home. And it feels like Luka went back home to Dallas where he spent 7 years. And I'm kind of glad this is behind him now. I know that it was a big emotional trade. He played the game in Los Angeles against Dallas and then going home. It felt like they were presenting championship rings, with Luka tonight. But that just shows you how much they miss him and how much they love the guy. I mean, he was everything they ever had since Dirk and that championship team. So yeah, and he seemed like he was poised during the tribute. He kind of looked like he was about to drop a tear maybe. But he was poised when the game started, and boy, he carried them completely, in the first half, and then came back after Dallas kind of made their comeback and then took over again and closed them out.
Robin Brez, I'm impressed with your patience. Hold it for a little longer. Let's go back to Dallas. LeBron is with Mike Trudell.
All right, LeBron, JJ said before the game the message was basically, we got your back to Luka. You guys are certainly able to do that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew the environment we was getting ourselves into. We know how emotionally draining and how emotionally fulfilling it was going to be for Luka. So, for us to be here tonight and to support him in this moment, big time for us.
You've been through it all, literally, in your 22 years. How did you gauge kind of what you wanted to do as a leader tonight in terms of spreading things around, but then attacking in the fourth and also being there for Luka?
Whatever it takes for us to close this game. We understand we still got, a lot at stake, and, we had a tough loss last night in Oklahoma City. So, we really wanted this one, not only for Luka, but for us as a team, for us to continue to get better with what we want to do.
Heard you talking to Steve Nash on your podcast about kind of taking care of your body at this stage. How do you get it to the point where you can attack the rim like that in the fourth quarter in year 22?
I just will. Dedication to my craft, putting the time in on my body, just always staying in the present. I'm always in the moment and not thinking about what happened yesterday or thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. Just staying in the present and living in the moment. So I'm happy that my teammates give me the confidence and the belief to go out and do what I want to do and do what I love to do. So it's all about those guys, too.
Last one for you. In the stands, you got Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry. I know you're a big NFL guy.
Yeah.
You get a chance to kind of say hello and think about the football.
Absolutely, both of them. Obviously, Pat Mahomes is, the best player in football, what football has today. Arguably one of the greatest ever played, even right now, where he's still young. And I've said over and over that King Henry is my favorite player in the National Football League. So it's great to have those guys in attendance and for us to be able to put on a performance in front of them like that.
All right, go get some rest. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, there's LeBron James, who had an incredible second half. He ended up with 27 points. But, Rob, Brez, I want to get you guys in on Luka Doncic and this return and just how he performed, especially in that first half. Rob, with everything going on, it just says a lot about that young man.
It says a lot about how he's able to control his emotions. You saw him hitting himself in the head, like, get it out. That's to play a game. And for me, I was really impressed how he came out and controlled the game. He didn't try to, even though he had 31 in the first, I was like, how many points he got? Because it didn't seem like that. He got a lot of guys involved. He was just penetrating. He was just doing Luka-like things. And I really love what Dorian Finney-Smith was doing for him to allow him to get those easy buckets, that little pop screen that he was doing in the paint. And I think what was best for Luka, his first shot wasn't a three. His first shot was a bucket in the paint.
That little 6-footer.
Yeah, once he saw that go down, it's like, because getting that first basket, an emotional return is always the hardest basket. But he did the smart thing, got an easy basket, and from there it was lights out.
He had a lot of layups tonight, actually. You're right. The screen from Vando and from Dorian Finney-Smith. Press, jump on in.
Yeah, I liked Luka a lot in the restricted area tonight. Not afraid to attack, not afraid to try to get the easy twos instead of all these threes he's been lighting lately. Guys, I don't remember ever seeing a player so emotional in a return home game. I mean, Luka had to keep dabbing his eyes, used a towel a couple times to really just try to clear his mind. Like you said, Rob, wrapped himself on the head with his fist, anything to try to get ready for the game. You know, you guys have seen people, your teammates and stuff, come back for return games. This one, I think, took the cake for the most emotional response ever. This really hit Luka hard. And then he went out and drilled him by getting close to 50. That was an incredible performance by him.
This one was so much different because he wasn't leaving in free agency after 9 years. This was him being traded at the prime. And, I mean, just right there, the team around him, the crowd chanting Luka, Luka Boombaye. They're doing the whole Muhammad Ali thing. I mean, that was awesome. All right, prior to the game, Luka Doncic was given a tribute video by the Mavericks. Here he is being introduced as a member of the Lakers for the very first time in front of the fans in Dallas.
Is after the Red Sox moved on from their generational star, the biggest franchise in their sport. There was that whole curse of Bambino thing that followed them, an 84-year championship drought. So for more on how Dallas fans are digesting the return of Luka Doncic here, let's welcome in Tim McMahon. He is live right now from outside the American Airlines Center. Tim, can you just paint a picture here? How are fans feeling with just under 40 minutes to go till tip-off?
Malika, I'm standing in the shadows of Dirk Nowitzki's statue. The inscription on that statue reads, "Loyalty never fades away." 21 letters that sum up his 21 seasons in Dallas, and he handed the torch to Luka Doncic. That inscription really was kind of the ethos of the Mavericks fan base. They felt like they would have Luka as theirs forever. Their hearts were broken by this trade. And you've got people, they're chanting, "Fire Nico." They're chanting, you know, they want to fire me for reporting on this trade. These people are upset. Look, you've got Luka Mavericks jerseys, you've got Luka Slovenia jerseys, Luka Lakers jerseys. This is a heartbroken fan base that wants to celebrate the 6.5 seasons of spectacular brilliance that Luka Doncic delivered in Dallas, but they are mourning that it's not much more than that. They are mourning the fact that his career, his tenure in Dallas, was cut way short.
It was certainly a shocking trade, and we can hear it, right? The "Fire Nico" chants behind you, certainly the picture of how Dallas Mavericks fans are still feeling about this trade. Tim McMahon, thank you so very much for setting the scene for us here on NBA Countdown. So the excitement is also seen in the ticket price, right, for the game, because if you want to get in that building and chant whatever it is you want to chant, it's going to cost you over 500 big ones, according to Vivid Seats, over 400 big ones. That's the highest average ticket sold price for a regular season home game for the Mavericks since at least 2010. So now that we've heard the chants, now that we've seen the numbers, gentlemen, let's break it all down. Bob Myers, you were with Kevin Durant when he made one of the most highly anticipated returns in NBA history. He signed with your Golden State Warriors, and you were with him going back to Oklahoma City. But this one, it feels like it's going to be a little bit different.
Well, it will be. But Wendy, what's the distinction between those two examples?
Nobody said anything about Babe Ruth.
Choice?
Well, one, choice, right?
Yeah.
Luka didn't ask to leave. And by the way, he didn't leave. He was told to leave. He was shown the door. So he's going to get a different type of reception. By the way, I could go on and on how Kevin was received that night. That wasn't right. Okay, how he was received in Oklahoma City. He left as a free agent. That's all he did. He didn't ask for it. He just left as a free agent. And Luka, if you're talking about this one, he's going to get a lot of love in this building.
Absolutely.
He's going to get a lot of love because he didn't complain. He didn't asked to be traded like a lot of stars do. So I think this is a little bit different than when guys go back. He's going to get a lot of love in that building. And by the way, he played great for the Mavs. No player is perfect, Malika. But I think he's going to get a lot tonight.
I remember being there in December of 2010 when LeBron came back to Cleveland.
After the decision.
The hate, you could feel the air. It was like heavy. I've never seen anything like we're going to see here tonight because this is going to be an embrace. They're going to love him. You know, actually, Luka thrives on venom. He likes to come in there, pick out a fan, pick out the opposing team, run his mouth, curse him out in Slovenian, curse him out in English, curse him out in Spanish. Everywhere he looks tonight is going to be people who love him. So I'm not sure, and I don't know if he's sure how he's going to react to this environment.
We're not supposed to be here. We're not supposed to be having this conversation right now, right? We're talking about the return of Luka Doncic. But the question is, why are we having this conversation? Bob, Wendy, Malika. Like, why are we having this conversation? We're having this conversation because the Dallas Mavericks didn't believe that Luka Doncic was that guy that was going to get them over the hump and bring another championship back to Dallas. And that's a real thing because I'm one of those non-believers.
And
right? When it comes down, can Luka be that guy, not just to take you to Disney World and get you through Disneyland and probably buy you a funnel cake and a corn dog, but can actually get you on the ride? And so that's the question.
Yeah, and you're right. But we know what we can't do anymore? There's no more nuance in society. So look, you can trade Luka Doncic. I can go with you on that. I can even go with the Mavericks. I'm not saying I will, but you can make me believe Luka's not the guy to get you by himself. But what I can't get on board with is the return in the trade.
Yes.
That I have a hard line on. But if we can argue about where Luka can do it or not, I don't know. He's young. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. Mavericks know more than I do. They said he can't. They traded him. I have an issue with, like, couldn't you get a little bit more?
And this is Nico Harrison, the general manager here of the Dallas Mavericks, on the floor ahead of this enormous game. I mentioned this on NBA Today that I was with Nico when the Dallas Mavericks came here to Los Angeles. He watched Luka Doncic warm up, and later Luka was asked about that and saying he was right there. And Luka said, I didn't see him. I wasn't looking at him. I didn't
believe it for a second. Yeah. So obviously he knows where he's at. And I agree. The sentiment that Bob has expressed is the sentiment that has been expressed to me by team executive after team executive after team executive for the last couple of months. Okay, trade Luka, fine. The return, not fine.
And we've all maybe bought or sold a house. When you buy or sell a house, you don't invite one buyer over and say, what will you pay?
Well, you do if you get a maximum price.
Sure. So that's you knock on the door and say, I'll pay you more than, we have to take that.
Yes.
But in this situation, when you say AD in a first, you go, well, I got to open this thing up. I got to see who else is.
Hold on, time out. It's not like Nico traded Luka for me. We're talking about a guy that made an all NBA, all defense, was up for Defensive Player of the Year, one of the most skilled power forwards to ever play the game of basketball, that's in the middle of his prime, right? So we're talking about Anthony Davis here. It's not like he just said, oh, no, he got back something that put them in position right now, short term, over the next 2 or 3 years, to actually give them a real shot of bringing back a championship.
I really like Anthony Davis. I probably like him more than most people, but Perk, give me another first-round pick. Give me Austin Reeves. It's not about Anthony Davis. I'm giving. Just take the age. Just take the age.
Take two to tangle, Bob. What if they want?
Well, then I might say who else is interested?
Then they don't get Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
And you don't get him. Yeah.
And yet here we are. They did. They got Luka Doncic. The Los Angeles Lakers are playing their very first game with Luka as a member of their team.
And when the Mavericks envisioned this, they envisioned having a much stronger team than they've got tonight.
Well, they're healthier than they've been in a long time.